We're now joined by Elroy Matsabie, Chairman of the Pescodia Business Forum and Director of Youthful and Hopeful NPO. And he joins us via our video link. Elroy, thank you so much for joining us this evening here on SABC News. Perhaps let's start off of here. How has load shedding affected you and your business?
First of all, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. As I spoke to the guys earlier, nothing happens except load shedding when it's load shedding. But as business people, we always try to navigate around it, but there is no way to navigate around it, because we have been given a responsibility as a SMME sector to create employment opportunities. But you lose more with load shedding than what you can create. So it has a huge impact on our businesses, because for that 2.5 hours or even 4 hours, you don't get proper support from your clear clients or even the regular walkers by.
And how difficult does this make it for you to keep the doors of your business open?
It's extremely difficult. But as an entrepreneur, when you encounter problems, you refer to them as obstacles. Because a problem is already there, you need to move around it. So I think the flexibility of the SMME sector has allowed the government to think that probably it doesn't affect us that much. Because sometimes you have to tap into your personal finances, because you have to keep your clients happy, you have to keep on going, you have to keep on showing up. But it's almost like impossible to keep it open, even though our prerogative is to create employment opportunities. But we must be realistic. You cannot work against a loss, regardless how big your passion is to create opportunities.
And if you may, how much are you spending when it comes to making the alternatives to ensure that you can continue to run your business?
Your amount probably like it quadruples, the ordinary amount that you used to spend, because now you have to spend more and less is going to come in. So if I can make an example, your gas will run more often than it's supposed to be running. You won't feel it. Only the end of the month when you balance your book and you can see that some of your personal funds, because as SMMEs, we have to sometimes punch in our personal funds to sustain our businesses, because we don't get regular funding, or some people don't get funding at all from these entities that's been instituted by the governments to fund us. But you have to keep your doors open, because as an entrepreneur, there's no turning back. Because once you've been conditioned to create and generate employment, it's difficult for you to become an employee again. So you do what is necessary to keep floating, even if you just make break even. But with load shedding, you make losses and not just break even. But you are a brand, so it's your responsibility to keep your business going.
And coming to government, are you aware of the relief packages being made for load shedding?
I'm not aware of that packages currently. I am not aware of those packages that are being made for small business. If I understand your question correctly, your statement actually.
And when it comes to the interventions that you are calling for as SMMEs, what would you like to see from government, despite us seeing some of these relief packages which government speaks of? But what would you like to see the interventions being made here by government to sustain especially small businesses?
The relief packages is just like it states relief. It only provides temporary relief. We need something more permanent. Currently, we as the Pescodia Business Forum, we have been working with government. So we saw what government can do and what government has done. So government must go to these funders that they put over us, your CFAs, your NAFs, your NIDAs, your America TUSAs. That's just locally that I'm speaking about. They have to enable the SMME sector, because the relief packages, it's not sustainable, because there's other challenges we must also think about. So these people that receive all these funds each year, that decline hundreds of businesses based on their criteria. It's almost the people that are over us, they don't know nothing about business. So government must allow us to show them what to do, because telling government what to do, well, it will never solve anything. They are not affected by the things that has been put over us. We are the ones affected by it. So we are the ones that have to come up with the solutions. So they must give us a seat at the table of these funders that are over us, because the funders are responsible to fund businesses with resources. They think it's about money. It's not about money. It's about the resources. If a soldier goes to war, he gets a gun. If a doctor goes to hospital, he gets a stethoscope. But as SMME sectors, what do we get? We get frustrations. We get a lot of problems without any solutions. So that's why we must do everything we can within ourselves, So it's that simple. Let government hold these entities accountable, like we've been doing for the past year at Pescodia Business Forum, with the collaboration of the Office of the Premier, the Honorable Dr. Zamani Soul and MEC Blaines. They are working with us. So why can't the entities that has been started because of SMME sectors see the same thing? Government is not responsible to fund businesses. The sectors they put over us is supposed to fund businesses. So the government should allow us to sit on the table and help decide on our fate, because our fate is being decided, but we're not even at the table. We must just accept.
And it seems as if you have indeed spoken, especially to your provincial government, about the problems being faced by SMMEs. What has been their response to your plight?
Very positive. Our local government, very positive. The Department of Economic Development, they've been complying. We drafted the list last year for our first engagement. It was, I think, October, November, whereby the Honorable Dr. Zamani Soul availed an audience with all the relevant entities. And currently, I must say, we are impressed. We're just ticking boxes now. But there's still a whole long journey to walk on. But they responded positive. As the clip showed earlier, the informal sector that received informal tools of trade, 6 companies received 100,000 rand worth of grant funding for equipment. We got NPO trading and a lot more things, but all entities has been given attention to. So since working with government, we can definitely say we've been shown what can be done. Now we know we can do more, and looking to inspire not just on a provincial level, but on a national level for the other people to stand up and to work with government. It's not always about the fight. It's about your strength and your endurance and the comprehension of the information that you get, and also the application that brings the wisdom. So our government responded very positively. I am very proud of them all the departments. If I haven't mentioned one of them, you have to forgive me for that. But all the relevant departments in our province are currently responding positive towards the pleas of the Pescodia Business Forum and their constituencies.
All right, then, Elroy, thank you so much for your time.